Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is. Kurbmeister Klotz, back in the garage, working on my GT40 kit car. It's a race car replicas kit. Today, we'll be installing the air conditioning compressor and the starter. So I had to fabricate some mounts for the compressor since I couldn't find anyone else's mounts that would work. And the starter I just went through, and I'll be installing that too since it's close by. So this is the Sandon air conditioning compressor that came with the kit. It's a Sandon SD7. And just to show you, it's going to go in here. There's not a lot of room. Like I said, I couldn't find a kit to mount it, and I didn't want to cut the chassis up to use one of those kits that are out there, so I made my own mounts. I started with the upper mount and bent some metal, made up this one, but my holes got kind of big. So I abandoned that one. This is the final product here. It's going to be mounted like that. It'll pick up the forward edge of the compressor there and the other side there. So it's going to kind of go something like that. Of course, this will be up and up like that. I also needed at least one lower mount. So I chose right here. Just going to pick up one mounting point on the bottom, so it'll be secured in 3 points on the compressor. And started out with paper. I transferred it to sheet metal. And then I came up with this. I didn't get the ED how I wanted it. ED, that's edge distance, not erectile dysfunction. Anyway, and then the starter, I just went through it. It didn't really need anything. I just went through it and greased it and painted it up a little bit. And the starter goes right here. I had to lop off a part of the block so I could take the starter out with the engine in the car. And the motor mount. Had to remove the motor mount for access. So let's get ready. First thing I got to do is remove this spider. Pretty easy to do. I already took the glass out. Not very heavy, just awkward. We're going to be working right in here, so I'll bring you closer so you can see what I'm doing. I found it's a lot easier to hang the compressor with the bracket already installed. So I'll be putting the bracket on the compressor first. It's the forward mount. Get it to go. So now I can kind of hang it with these two bolts. So I'll take you over to the car and we'll put it in. Okay, I hope you can see what we got going here. I got the camera as best I could. I'm gonna use these two bolts here, and I need some spacers. That'll be the upper mount. The lower mount is down here. Helps a lot to have the other part of the engine mount removed. So I can always come back and tighten these Allens for this mount here. Slide this thing in. Not a lot of room, but there's enough. Put my spacer on. I've probably done this 50 times already. Another spacer in. Okay, finger tight. You can see I have a little bit of room, maybe a ½ inch total, and I'll need to put a straight edge across here to make sure the belt alignment is correct. And I got to put my lower mount on. Lower mount. Mounting bolts. Okay, that one started. I'll just snug it up with my fingers a little bit. So this lower bracket is 1/8 inch steel. The upper bracket is 3/16. Here's the lower bolt. Okay, it's also finger tight, and then I got to put a through bolt between the mount and the compressor. All right, nut in the washer. Like that. that. I use a straight edge in the pulleys. A little bit tighter. Make sure that the pulleys are parallel to each other. And they are. Tighten up the Allen. Getting pretty tight. All right. That's on there. So that part is done. The lower bolts I'm gonna get from the underside of the car, so I won't be doing that on camera for the lower mount. But I'm gonna put the starter in next. Got the starter, got the bolts. You have to go all the way around. Maybe. Maybe not. Tight squeeze, that's for sure. And the other bolt. Now I'll have to get underneath the car to secure the starter too. And I'll get the camera and show you what I got. All right, you can see what I did. So there's the upper mount. Needed a spacer. And that picks up this forward lug on the compressor. And you can see there's a little bit of room, not a lot. I don't know if you can get right in there, but. And the back side, there's another Allen that picks up this lug here. It will focus. So this Allen picks up this lug. And down here, you can see the two bolts. The mount is in black. And that picks up a mount, the lower mount on the compressor. So it should be pretty securely mounted, very securely mounted. Of course, the starter is in there. I have to tighten it, but it fits. You can get it in and out of there without lifting the engine, so that's a good thing. Back to that compressor, I'll try to get a forward view. This is what I meant by having a straight line for good belt alignment, so you don't throw belts. And there's just a little bit of room in there. So I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty secure. That's it for today, guys. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. I always post pictures at the end if you want to see some detailed pictures of how those mounts progressed. Like and subscribe. Leave me a comment, a question, any ideas. It's always good to hear from you guys. As always, Curvemeister Klotz saying, keep the shiny side up and your nuts tight.